Hey everybody, how are you doing? It's Thursday. It's another day for our Gospel in Action blog. This is a video blog where we can talk about how to align our faith and our work. Most of the time that we spend is at work. Gone are the days where we're wearing 2 or 3 or 5, 7 hats. I want us to wear one hat. I want us to wear one hat where we're living out the gospel in action. One hat. And so this is another episode here. I want to talk about something. I want to say something right now that's going to sound extremely countercultural. Money. Your work is much more than making money. Last week we talked about God's greatest commandment. The 2 commandments by which the entire scripture are based off of. And that's to love God with all of our heart, soul, and mind. And to love your neighbor as yourself. Listen to these 2 commandments again. This in scripture is the greatest commandment. It's to love God with all of your heart, soul, and mind. And to love your neighbor as yourself. And Jesus comes in the Sermon on the Mount and helps us to redefine neighbor as your fellow human being. So, loving God with all your heart, soul, and mind, and loving your fellow human being as yourself. In essence, receiving God's love, encountering God's love, being blown away by God's love, being enamored by God's love, and sharing that love with others. That is the countercultural way. That is the way, as you know, that the church, the early church, for the first 10 years, for the first decade, it was called the way. Before they were known as Christians, they were the way. And as I watch the morning and evening news, I'm dismayed because I see the way our society is going, and I have to ask myself, where are we going? Where are we going as a society? Where are we going? Friends, there is another way. There is another way. There is the way of being enamored by God's love for us in Jesus Christ and sharing that love with others. Receiving God's love, being enamored by God's love, and then sharing that love with others. Encountering the love of the triune God and sharing that love with others. There is another way. If you've done that, you've done the entire law and all the demands of the prophets. But what does this have to do with my ideal job, my ideal work? What does it have to do with my job, my work, and my ideal job? Well, in Romans chapter 12, listen to me very carefully. In Romans chapter 12, verses 6 to 8, God gives us 9 gifts. He gives us 9 specific gifts. These are gifts that He gives to people that help them to do certain things well. We all have one of these 9 gifts. Some of us have a combination of these 9 gifts. I want you to spend some time as I share these gifts to think about which one of these gifts is the one that I identify with the most. God has given us, by His grace, one of these 9 gifts to do certain things well. Here they are. Let me mention all of them and then explain what they are. Prophecy, service, teaching, encouraging, giving, leadership, and kindness. Let me say them again. You can write them down where you are. Prophecy, service, teaching, encouraging, giving, leadership, and kindness. Prophecy, service, teaching, encouraging, giving, leadership, and kindness. I guess that's 7. All right, maybe my gift isn't math. Prophecy, service, teaching, encouraging, giving, leadership, and kindness. 7 gifts. All right, these are 7 gifts. Let's talk about what they are. Prophecy. Prophecy is not fortune telling. Okay? It's forth telling. Prophecy is the gift of speaking boldly about what's right and wrong. You lawyers out there, auditors out there, writers, journalists, it's about speaking boldly about what's right and wrong. That is your gift. You are not afraid to speak boldly. Even if it ruffles some feathers, you are not afraid to speak boldly. Everybody else thinks that's an annoyance, but guess what? It is a God-given gift. Can I see some of my prophecy people out there? All right. The next gift is service. Service is this gift given by God where you have a heart to serve. It's your friend who's always there to help you move. It's the person in your friend group that you can always rely on to help you move or do some work around the house. It is a gift of service. It's when you go to church, it's that person who stays behind to clean up with no recognition. That's the gift of service. All right, some of you people who are handy with your hands, some of you people who are in construction, some of the trades folks here, that is the gift of service. It's a natural gift of service. Teaching is the gift to take complex ideas and thoughts and make it simpler for people to understand. To take complex ideas and thoughts and be able to present it to people. All right, we got some teachers out here. We got some professors out here. We have people who are gifted with the gift of teaching. The next one here is encouraging. This is also called exhorting. This is the gift of counseling. This is the gift of counseling. This is the gift of being able to sit with people and sit with their pain. Okay? Compassion. Compassion. To have comparable passion. To sit with somebody in their pain and be able to encourage them. Giving, this doesn't mean the gift of just spending. I didn't say the gift of spending. It's the gift of giving. This is the ability to manage resources very well so that you can properly allocate resources very well. Some of you in the finance sector, some of you that are in budgeting, managing P&Ls. This is a gift. Okay. The next one is leadership. Leadership. This is everyone is called to leadership, but some have been given the gift of leadership. The gift of leadership is to be able to manage people around a vision. The gift of managing people and resources around a common vision. That's the gift of leadership. And finally, the gift of kindness, compassion. This is a gift, right? We all have compassion. But there is a gift of having this God-given kindness and compassion. This is a gift. So, what does this have to do with all of this stuff? How do I tie all of this stuff together? The idea that your work is not for making money. Well, your work is not for making money. Your work is for loving people. And how do you love people? Well, your ideal role, your ideal job is the job by which you can use your God-given gift to love people the most. See, we are not some just mindless, purposeless people running around the planet looking for our purpose and calling. You already have that. You were made with a God-given gift. Use it to love people. Which role allows you to do that to the highest capacity? That is your ideal job. Your ideal job is the job that allows you to use your God-given gifts to love people to the highest capacity. Have a blessed week, everybody. Know that you've been gifted to love people. Go get them. See y'all next week.